Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in the listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once. Left-click on the mouse to select your answer. Practice question. There is one practice question. Listen to a short conversation. The passage will be played once. Then listen to the question and choose the best answer. Unfortunately, I missed the concert last night.
Listening to problem solving. You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Excuse me, before I leave, could you take a look at my account and see how many cardio classes I have left?
Sure. Do you have your membership card?
Here it is. I joined this health club a couple of months ago, but haven't been keeping track of how often I come.
No worries. I can look it up. Let's see. You have 5 classes left. Did you know we have a special promotion this month? If you buy a 20-class package, you get a 10% discount.
I already get a 15% student discount. Can I add it on to that?
Oh, no, sorry. The current promotion can't be combined with any other discounts.
Oh well. Thanks, and have a great day.
Question 1.
What does the man want?
Question 2.
What discount does the woman offer the man? Again. Hey, I must be having bad luck. I was on my way home, and once it started raining, I discovered that I'd forgotten my umbrella. Do you have a lost and found bin? I think I might have left my umbrella in the locker room.
Sure. We have a lost and found. What does your umbrella look like?
It's black. The kind where the stem collapses and it becomes really small. The handle is wooden. It's the Bay brand. It might have the brand logo on the handle. I don't remember.
Let me check. Wow. Umbrellas seem to be a commonly forgotten item, but I think I found yours.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you next time.
Question 3.
Why does the man return to the health club?
Question 4.
What does the umbrella look like?
Question 5.
Which statement is most likely true? Hey, it's me again. Sorry, I see you're closing in a few minutes.
No worries. It always takes a while for the last class to leave, and it takes an hour to clean up after that. What can I do for you?
Sorry, but I think I took the wrong umbrella.
What? Really?
Yeah, are you sure there weren't two black bay umbrellas in the lost and found? Mine has a rip in the fabric near the top, but the one you gave me doesn't have a rip. Here, see? I don't feel right taking it.
Wow. What are the chances of that happening? Okay, let me go check the lost and found again. I didn't really look that carefully because I thought for sure that one was yours.
Yeah, if you could check, that would be fantastic.
1 second. Wow, you're right. I can't believe there were two umbrellas exactly the same. Let's open this one. Yep, it's got a rip at the top.
That's the one. Here, I'll trade you.
It's a deal. See you next time. Just press the buzzer to unlock the door on your way out.
Question 6.
Why does the man apologize to the woman?
Question 7.
Why does the man return the item?
Question 8.
What will most likely happen next?
Listening to a daily life conversation. You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hey, I haven't seen you before. You must be new here. My name's Jonathan. How do you like it here so far?
I'm Anna. Nice to meet you. Yes, I just started this afternoon. It's okay. Have you worked at this restaurant long?
2 years now, but I only work 4 days a week. I really enjoy it, but you don't sound like you're having much fun.
This is my first time waitressing, and I'm afraid I'm not very good. I just spilled wine on a customer a couple of minutes ago. The guy was really upset, and I didn't know what to do, so I just ran off. What do I do now?
Ah, that's okay. Everyone makes mistakes, even experienced servers. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't worry. Just go back and apologize and bring him another glass of wine and tell him dessert will be free.
What about his shirt? It's got a huge red wine stain on the arm. I heard him tell his date that he can't go to the opera with a ruined shirt.
I'll tell you what. I'll go talk to him with you. We'll tell him the restaurant will reimburse him for his shirt. But first, we should tell Laura, the manager, what happened.
Oh, no. I'll get fired. She's going to think I'm the worst waitress ever.
Laura's very understanding. Trust me, you won't get fired. She will make you practice carrying wine glasses, though. Actually, if this is your first time waitressing, I'm surprised she let you carry wine glasses at all. Usually they train you for at least a week first.
Another waitress just passed me a tray with wine glasses on it and asked me to take it to table 5. She said she was too busy.
Oh, I see. She must not have known it was your first day. Anyways, let's go solve this situation. You'll feel much better. It'll be fine. You'll see.
Question 1.
How long has the woman been a waitress?
Question 2.
Why is the waitress apprehensive?
Question 3.
Why was the customer upset?
Question 4.
How does the man suggest they fix the problem?
Question 5.
What does the man think the manager will do?
Listening for information. You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hi there. What brings you into Artland today?
Hi. I'm looking to take up painting as a hobby, and my grandson just gave me a gift certificate to this store. The problem is, I really have no idea where to start. I'm wondering if you can give me some advice.
Of course. That's what I'm here for. Well, let me start by asking you a few questions. Were you looking to enroll in our classes?
I have a lot of free time, so I figured I would try it on my own.
Certainly. Do you have ideas about what subjects you want to paint?
I think landscapes. We were looking at some old photographs on my birthday, and I thought it would be nice to recreate the rolling hills of the beautiful farm I grew up on in Manitoba. I've been living in Toronto for 5 decades now, and though I love city life and the downtown skyline, the memories of sunsets on the farm are still with me.
Wonderful. Well, the 3 basic types of paints are watercolor, acrylic, and oil. They are all suitable for landscapes. I would say watercolor is the hardest for a beginner to start with, even though it is the most affordable of them all.
I don't think watercolor will be the one for me then. What's the main difference between acrylics and oils?
The amount of time it takes for the paint to dry. Acrylic paints dry very quickly, within a matter of hours, whereas oil paints can take up to several days, even weeks, to dry. A lot of our beginner students like acrylics because if they make a mistake, they don't have to wait long to paint over it. However, that can also be frustrating because it's hard to mix the colors you want when they dry so fast.
I see. Well, I don't think I'll mind fast-drying paints. I'll go for acrylics then. What other kind of supplies will I need?
Do you think you'll be painting indoors or outdoors?
Definitely outdoors. I'd like to paint landscapes while immersed fully in nature myself. I'm a big wilderness explorer.
Sounds lovely. And if you ever feel you need some extra help, we have painting workshops at a local farm not too far from the city every last Saturday of the month. The workshop goes from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and participants enjoy a nice farm-style lunch meal.
Thank you. I'll go at my own pace, but I'll definitely consider it. It might be a nice way to learn, socialize, make new friends, and reminisce about my mother's cooking.
Question 1.
Why is the man at the art store?
Question 2.
What is the man interested in doing?
Question 3.
Why does the woman advise against watercolor?
Question 4.
According to the woman, why is acrylic better than oil paint?
Question 5.
Why does the woman suggest the workshop?
Question 6.
What is the man planning to do?
Listening to a news item. You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu.
A family driving near Banff, British Columbia, on a camping trip last weekend narrowly avoided crashing into a deer, only to hit a large pheasant instead. Banff is a nature reserve, home to thousands of wild animals, including bears, deer, and countless game birds, such as pheasant. Michael Jansen, who was driving at the time, said they were heading back to their campsite around dusk when they came around a bend of the highway and saw a deer trotting across the road. Jansen swerved successfully around the animal, but only a few seconds later, a pheasant flew across the road in the opposite direction and hit the windshield. He pulled over to the side of the road as the deer ran into the forest, unharmed. Unfortunately for the pheasant, the impact of the windshield killed it immediately. However, Jansen's daughter Emily, who took a wilderness survival course last year, decided to make the best of the situation. She took the bird back to the campsite and roasted it with garlic and onions. It's completely legal to eat roadkill in British Columbia, she explained. Why waste perfectly good food? It's sad that we hit it, but at least it didn't go to waste.
Listening to a discussion. You will watch a 2-minute video, then 8 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
Well, thanks for being on time, folks. Our agenda today is pretty short. We're just trying to decide on a venue for our company's 20th anniversary celebration. Any ideas?
Well, I've got a couple places in mind. One's smaller and one's larger. It depends on how many people we're talking about. How many are coming?
Well, we're up to 100 maximum. Everyone's allowed to invite their spouse or partner. Here's the program as we know it. Starting at 7 p.m., wine, speeches, and maybe award presentations. Followed at 8 p.m. by a buffet dinner. Starting at 9:30, there'll be entertainment, ideally a live band if we can afford one.
Up to 100 people, that's quite a crowd. I mean, obviously we need space for everyone, but we don't want to go over budget.
Well, I've got a few penny pinching tricks up my sleeve. We could find a venue on a weekday. Monday through Thursday is cheaper. We can also find a place that's out of town, maybe even out in the suburbs. And if worse comes to worse, we can always hire a DJ instead of a live band.
Also, we don't need to go overboard on the menu. We could just order reasonably priced food that everyone will enjoy.
And we can always tweak the menu a bit, assuming the caterer will let us.
I know a place called Griffin's that might be perfect. It's in Wimberton.
Where's Wimberton?
It's about 30 minutes east by car on Highway 18. Anyway, Griffin's is family-owned, has great ambience, and fairly reasonable prices. They do group bookings as well. I know the manager. I might be able to talk him into giving us a group discount.
Yeah, my main concern would be the location. My brother retired and moved to Wimberton, and it's impossible to get there by public transit. You know, we don't want to say farewell to people as they're getting behind the wheel after having a few drinks. You know, we'd want to get them all to take taxis home, and then we'd have to reimburse them for the ride.
We don't want to incur that expense.
Ditto here. Jinx.
Hey, how about the Red Door? It's just 2 blocks north of here. It's right on the subway line. I know their dining area seats over 100 people. I'm pretty sure the owner could accommodate us price-wise, and he just hired the top chef in the city.
Sounds well worth checking out. Brian, could you contact the manager and get an estimate? Oh, better yet, get 2, one for a Thursday and one for a Saturday. So, we'll meet again next week, and we'll take it from there.
Listening for Viewpoints. You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
Asha Miller is a grade 11 student at Giles Secondary, a private school. She is pushing for her school to change their school uniform policy. Asha has recently started a petition protesting the school's mandatory attire. Her cause has attracted a large number of supporters within the student body and also from some parents and school staff. At the same time, many among the student body, faculty, and parents are in favor of continuing the school tradition. The debate about whether or not students should wear a uniform to school or not is quite common in Canadian private schools. Although a few public schools also require students to wear a school uniform, most public schools don't require this. One of the most common arguments for uniforms is that students will not be as distracted from their studies by fashion choices or peer pressure. Consequently, students focus on better grades, and they are also easier to discipline. Uniforms are also thought to play a role in creating a sense of belonging and school culture that is important for cooperation and unity. Critics, such as child psychologist Dr. Jason Ferguson, say there is no concrete evidence that links school uniforms to improved educational results. In fact, academic performance scores in schools that adopt uniforms and those that do not often average the same. Moreover, dissenters point out that students required to wear uniforms typically manage to fight the rules and individualize their uniforms by wearing unique shoes or accessories. But perhaps the most damaging argument against uniforms is that they can discriminate against certain religions or cultures. The school's administration advocates that there is a middle ground. Uniforms can work with students' diverse cultural needs if the school authorities consult parents about what is acceptable. Exceptions could be made, such as, for example, allowing Muslim girls to wear long, loose trousers instead of skirts that might not provide adequate coverage. Asha Miller thinks such accommodations don't quite suffice, and she advances a different alternative. She is suggesting that uniforms be abolished in favor of a dress code that specifies the kinds of clothes that can be worn, including the length of dresses, amount of exposed skin, cleanliness, and so on. She argues this solution would address the concerns of all parties. Students wouldn't feel constrained in how they express their identity and cultural beliefs. Meanwhile, appropriate school attire and discipline would be maintained. She adds that adolescence is a particularly critical phase in a person's life in which they are trying to figure out who they are and where they fit, and clothing choice is a way to truly express one's interests and personality.